My name is Sheila Birgen. I am the Entrepreneurship Director at iHub. Today, I'm joined by Pivotist 2019 winners. We'll be discussing their entrepreneurial journey, what they would like to see change in the business environment in Kenya. What are some of the challenges they face within the team dynamics or the businesses? We'll be discussing investment, obviously. And in general, what is the type of impact they would like to leave either in the country or globally? So I will hand it over to them to do a brief introduction of who they are and what their businesses do, and then we can kickstart the interview.
My name is George Njoroge, CEO and founder at Infinite Solutions Limited. We are a software development firm targeting the legal sector in Kenya. So we provide the legal sector with a set of tools to help them manage their businesses, companies, to ensure efficiency and reduce cost of running a business in general.
I'm Rosalind Jogu, and I am co-founder and general counsel at AfyaKit Technologies Limited. AfyaKit is a mobile decisioning app that helps managers of health and other players within the health sector to both supervise and get information on the running of health facilities, but also on the back end, it pulls or generates analytics that help decision makers to have data that's important for health.
My name is Daisy Isiaho. I'm the Chief Customer Officer at Cloud9XP. Cloud9XP is an online marketplace, booking service and distributor for leisure activities. And through our website and mobile application, we help people to easily discover and book the best leisure experiences from wherever they are at the best price. And we also help the experience providers to tap into a wider audience of potential customers by providing them with an efficient booking management system and distributing the experiences to the leading OTAs. So, Cloud9XP.
My name is Vincent Masharia. I'm a co-founder at Coinbox. Coinbox is a financial service where we're enabling masses of Kenyans to save for long-term goals. We are starting with holidays and leisure services. So it's a marketplace where we have people who provide such services listed to our platform. Then you can have people paying using mobile money, saving small by small, and once the goal has been reached, they can redeem the program.
After Pivotist, after winning, how has the journey been for some of you?
It has been interesting. Actually, because of winning, we had a lot of you can call them a huge fan base. We have guys wanting to list with us. So it was interesting, and then from that we have even guys outside the country. We have a person in Botswana who was really wanting us to open in that country, and obviously we have to take time. But the exposure has been of huge importance to us.
I think for us, it's been a lot of renewed interest by the organizations that generally fund health. So, players like the World Bank and the IFC are interested in what AfyaKit can offer for purposes of, say, monitoring the last mile to see how funds that they give for health are utilized. We've also had some interest from private equities interested in investing in AfyaKit. We've had interesting conversations with private hospitals because when AfyaKit began, we'd set it up for public hospitals, sort of government dynamics. But private hospitals are now interested in asking, can you tweak this toolkit to help us understand more than just the questions that you're asking? We're interested in customer satisfaction, for example. How would you do that? So we're having really interesting meetings coming from the conversations we started here.
Well, throughout the Pivot East and the networking, we benefited greatly through the diversity, knowledge, and experience of different entrepreneurs and mentors who helped us to refine and document our unique selling propositions and also develop our product roadmap and also financial plans to help us scale and understand our markets better.
For us, it's also been renewed interest from existing clients and potential clients too. And also through the team. Our team was really beefed up, seeing that we could actually go all the way. And it's more of continued interest for a long time, and trying to offer the best services to our existing clients.
So, business is tough, or so most people say. How has your journey been?
My journey started roughly 8 years ago. That's when we really sat down to start developing a software for the legal sector. It was a time when there was none in the market. So we did that at that particular moment, and it took us about 13 months to get our first client. This is after the software is ready. We are out, boots on the ground, trying to market, and it takes you 13 months to try and close one deal. Right, and it just grew from that point on, and I'd thank our early clients because they really took us on and decided to invest in us, and not just in the software but in the team. So trying to get your first client, trying to debug or look for errors in your software, trying to grow a team that understands and has your vision, and trying to progress that vision every other day really has been a lot of it's been stressful. It's taken a long time to get to that level.
The journey of entrepreneurship is a difficult one. It's a long game. But as Afiakit, for example, this is one of the things that we have done over the years. Afiakit is one of our newer products and companies. One of the things that you learn over the years is that you have to pivot, and you have to pilot some things, you have to pivot, you have to iterate, you have to try and respond to what the market wants without necessarily changing completely who you are or what your unique value proposition is. So that has been our journey. Even just in the last couple of years, it has been, you start out with a product thinking this is what the market wants. Of course, you've done your research, you think you understand the market completely. And then, there are little things like just human design sort of issues. You come across this and they say, we don't want to use this app on a tablet because when I'm walking around supervising, when I'm walking around at the hospital, I don't want to have bulky things on me. Can you have this on the phone? And then, really quickly you have to do that. So it's little things like that.
Cloud9, we are in the travel tech business. It's quite a new kind of business in Africa and Kenya especially. And our main challenge has been to introduce this to beat the culture in the current country, because most people are used to booking the experiences on ground, like walk-ins, and trying to advise someone to plan and book for their trips online has been quite a challenge. But the best thing is that once they do it and they've tried and we gain their loyalty and trust, they always come back. So trying to beat that culture, the culture people are not used to trusting someone with their money. They just want to walk in with my cash at hand instead of just saving it somewhere where they're not sure. Yeah, and since it's a new business, that has mainly been our main challenge, but the growth has been impeccable.
I think the hardest thing for any startup, especially a tech startup, is to actually walk in the customer's shoes. You don't understand what do I need to do to let's say for them to adopt this technology. Do I even need to build them a POS? Do I need them, because there's so much training you need to tell them. You have to, because most customers can see the vision, they can see the benefit, but they don't necessarily see the steps they have to do to get your product.
I think one of the biggest lesson I've learned over the years about entrepreneurship is the best reward that you can give to your customer is impeccable experience. So what has been the most amazing moment you've had in your journey? And I only want one.
It's when you're talking about your product, and then the person, the client you're talking, he has an epiphany. I thought this thing 5 years ago, I didn't know how to do this. You're so yeah. Like, yeah, I'm here now. Yeah.
The best part is helping people to solve the problems of booking for the experience, and the like someone having a fulfilled experience once they book through Cloud9 XP. I think that is the main big win for us. People are like, where were you a while ago? Like, we've just known about you now. I wish you were existence for the past 10 years or 20 years. Would have solved a lot of problems and tapped into known resources around.
I think for us is a short story. When we first set up AfyaKit, we were targeting maternal and newborn health, right? So you do this checklist that tell us that a facility can offer good maternal and newborn health services. And we piloted it in some facilities within Embakasi East. And then we meet with the county health management team of Nairobi, and they say, but this thing is wonderful. Why don't you, instead of just running maternal and newborn health, why don't you take all our tools and load them on AfyaKit? So now you can supervise primary healthcare, you can supervise labs, you can supervise every single thing. Can you do that? And so we did that. And it was the answer, because from that point on, we moved from the 6 facilities to 150 facilities in Nairobi. So yes, you could see value. They saw value, and that was it for us.
For us, was that realization by the client that, oh, this could actually save my business some cost, right? This module just slashes my printing cost by 30%, right? That idea is what really gave us a lot of boost in continuing to provide our services to our clients. That's probably what I would call it that.
So let's shift the gears slightly. What would you like to tell a local investor about the industry, and especially for your business? Why would or should a local investor invest in you?
Most local investors would invest in what they are comfortable with, land and such. Any tech startup, as long as they're scalable, there's always value back for money. Your investments will always return back. And our products, and especially in our industry, they're really scalable. I mean, you could do easily Kenya, East Africa, and even the world. And I believe it's time. On something new. It's risky, yes, but there's no great reward without great risk. And that is what we are also doing every other day. We risk going into a sector that is not, quite well established, and risking there because we know we are solving a problem and we intend for our returns to come back. So that's what I'll do for the local investors. Yeah.
I think for us, there's sort of 2 ways of thinking about it. The first one is, yes, there is returns to be made by investing in AfyaKit, because as he says, there's a lot of, it is scalable, and there's already interest, not just within Kenya and going national, but also going, we already have interest in Rwanda, we have interest in Namibia, Ghana, as far out as Boston in the US. So, AfyaKit really is answering a lot of problems, a lot of questions. So in that case, it makes sense. But probably a deeper conversation is one of impact, because the solutions that we are providing are actually solutions that save lives. Quite simply, because we know that there is no oxytocin in the delivery room when a mother is delivering and bleeding out, then you can save that mother. You can actually make changes and save lives in the delivery room or in whatever other area of a facility you're talking about. So returns on investment exist, but there's also the idea of impact investing, and that for us is really critical, because, efficiency of efficiency of the use of very few resources that we already have in the health sector then would be impacted greatly by the kind of information that AfyaKit provides. So those kinds of, an investor who has sort of those 2 twin motives is sort of what we'd be looking at.
What I can say is with Cloud9 XP, a travel tech business, we have a very wide and big opportunity because, for instance, the World Travel and Tourism Council estimated that the tourism sector contributed $36 billion to the sub-Saharan African ecosystem last year. And what is even more exciting is that 85% of travelers plan and book for their trips online, but only 4% plan and book for their experiences online. So we have a wide margin to cut through this untapped market, and we have a big opportunity. So if you want to invest, we are also open to more partnerships, because that is how we grow our business also, through different partnerships and investments.
I think the issue with local investors, first of all, is the stories they hear from Kenyan tech sector. So I don't think we tell them a lot of success stories. So for us, we try to tell them that Kenyan developers are well respected out there in other African countries. So first of all, they have confidence in the team. And then obviously now, like Cornbox, we have to tell them about the tourism sector. And we have also to plug into the success of M-Pesa as a payment platform. So when they see, you are not just guys, out of nowhere. They see where you have come from, even talking about iHub, talking about all these things.
So I think for local investors, there's a huge opportunity in technology. And the beauty of technology is it's just not sector specific. You can look at a diverse portfolio in, even from what we see here, from law to health to, experiences, travel experiences, to saving a financial product. And one investor could have a portfolio in all those things. So as we wind down, we'll wind up this interviews, I'd like to know a bit more about you guys. What is it that you do as an entrepreneur, as a founder, that that is not business related, that makes you stay sane? So I'll give you an example. So I read every morning when I wake up at 5. I have to read for at least 1.5 hours, and nothing in a sector that I'm in. So nothing tech, like just something random. So what is it that for you helps you?
I am into, other than business angle, I really like adrenaline, some adrenaline activity. Think of zip lining, biking, and all that. But I also play a lot of tennis, lawn tennis for that. So I try to engage a little bit more on that side, social side. And recently also spend more time with the family. I have a young son, 6 months old, and I'm really finding some happiness in being with him. Yeah, that probably be for me, right? Some activities, some sport activities, and family.
I read a bit. On when I am not working at Afya Kit, I am a lawyer and an academic. So I spend time reading, writing, teaching. I spend time with my family as well. Delightful husband and children. My youngest is 7 months. I'm not sure that's relaxing though. I feel like that's a lot of work. Yes. As well. It's a different kind of work. It's a different kind of work. I really like, and I feel very lazy for this, I like reading, and I like sitting in a coffee house and reading mystery whodunit novels. I just sit there and I read and I wonder who killed so and so, and I I really disappear into that world. It's wonderful. And when you come out, we can do this again. Yeah.
Well, for me, it's quite easy because of my kind of work experience. I have amazing team members, and we are a bunch of adrenaline junkies. So anytime we're out of the office, we're actually doing different leisure activities, whether it's go-kart, quad biking, camping, a simple picnic. So it's always a fun time out of office. And I'm actually really glad they also mentioned some of their stress relievers is camping and quad biking. Yeah, like I already have immediate clients next to me. So yeah, and then we have our rich values, which is happiness. Our mantra is high on life. So anytime, even when you're in the office and you feel low, there's always someone who will bring that joy and happiness in you. So we all live with happiness. Like anything we do is just cloud 9, high on life. Yes, and the spirit lives on. Yeah.
And personally, I'm an introvert. So nowadays, I try to, I'm still the same person, but I'm more interested in people's stories, not even people in technology, not even people, just, hearing, human experiences in other life. I think it's more it's inspiring. It's inspiring sometimes, and it also creates, empathy. You see, you relate more with people, and even I think that's very important. And I also try some fun things. I actually right now, so in Conbox, so you have to, you have to, you have to. So I think I'm more human, more close to people. So yeah.
So I think one of the most important things, and why I asked this question, I think it's important because rejuvenating your energy as an entrepreneur, which you need every single day, Monday to Sunday, is important. So from the Pivotist winners and from us at iHub, we would like to thank you for watching this interview.